Hello students, welcome to my channel. So today I am going to teach you about the active and passive voice. What is active and passive voice? Mostly students during this period, during your 10th examination, you make many mistakes in changing the voices. So today, in little manner, I will try to give you the conception how to change the voice from active to passive and passive to active. So look at here, active and passive voice, and here I have written voice in the circle. This voice is divided into active and passive. Here with the example I have given one sentence which will make you clear, that is Mohan writes a letter. Have you seen it? Mohan writes a letter. That means Mohan writes a letter. Mane Mohone ekhon chithi likhise. Moi tumalokok Ohomia koisan. Then next, in the passive voice, the same sentence we have changed into the passive voice. Here a letter is written by Mohan. Now you see what happens. Here Mohan is subject. Here a letter is subject. Here a letter is object. Here Mohan is object. You see the differences. Now let me tell you, Mohan writes a letter in the active voice. When we write a sentence, suppose if it is in a simple present, or say we have to see the tense, well, in which form the tense is. So in this I want to tell you, Mohan writes a letter, it is in the present, simple present tense. So here we have seen the tense. But when we change to passive, at that time what happens? This particular tense changes to third form of the tense, third form of the verb, and it is added with a be verb. It is added with a be verb. Then we add a new word, that is by. Okay. So Mohan writes a letter. Why it is said active? Because here the subject is active. Subject is here in active voice. The subject is active. Understand? That is why it is called active. And when it goes to the passive voice, then what happened? Here it is called passive. Here the object is focused. Okay. So these two things we have to remember. Firstly, we have to remember these two things. So let me tell you in a broad way, so that it will make you more understanding and it will make you more easy to change the sentence, one sentence from active to passive. Here you see, Mohan writes a letter, Mohan becomes object. This Mohan object, this subject becomes object, and this object becomes subject. Got it? Is it clear? Then we have added a new, here is a verb, it is be verb. Be verb, isn't it? Then this writes, simple present tense, it becomes third form of verb, written. Third form of verb, written. And we add a new word, by. Got it? So when we change a active sentence to passive, then we have to keep in mind, first of all, we have to see the sentence is in which tense and how we are changing. Always remember that there are few rules. Always remember the rules. The rules are like this. Firstly, we have to see that we get when subject goes to the object, and here object comes to the subject. Object becomes the subject. So again I want to say this one, the second number of rule is that in active, subject plus verb in the first form and object. In passive, we will find subject plus be verb plus third form of verb. We add new word by, then object. Then third rule is that we have to notice the tenses. What we have to do? We have to notice the tenses. So next I want to tell you here, you just see it. Next you see, as I told you, you have to look at the sentence form, verbs, tenses, in which tense it is. You see, indefinite tense, active voice and passive voice. Okay. So indefinite tense, that is simple present. In the simple present, subject plus verb, first form and object. And this object becomes subject. Therefore this means object I have written here. Object means object plus object becomes, since object becomes subject, so here I have written in the passive that object plus is or am, are, then third form of verb we add by, plus this subject becomes here object, so here I have written as a subject only. In the similar way, in the past tense also, subject plus second form of verb. When it comes to the second form of verb, then we come to know it is a past tense. So object plus was, were, plus third form of verb, plus by, plus subject. Then we come to the future tense. In the future tense, similarly, again the same, subject plus shall or will, then first form of verb, object. So object plus, here when we make it passive, object plus shall or will, and there we add one more new word, that is be, plus third form of verb, then by, plus subject. Got it? By plus subject. This is what how we can change the sentence from one form to another form. So now let me tell you some other things, how the verbs were, how we can change the subject to object. When we change something subject to object, how we will change. That is very important. That one you must know it, how we will change subject, this one, subject to object. So change of subject to object. You just see it, how to change. Suppose in the subject it is I. What it will be when it will form object? It will be me. When it will form object, it will be me. Got it? Then next, you. If you change you to object, it will be the same, you. Then again you see it. It, subject. If you change to object, then also it will be it. So put a star mark out here that this doesn't change. This doesn't change. Now you see C. Subject C is changed to object her. Again, subject he is changed to object him. Got it? Then next, subject they is changed to them. Right? Then you see subject who. Who is changed to whom. You just see it again. You see it again that while we are changing active voice, I am writing in a short form, active voice to passive voice, how we change. How we change the subject to object. I changes to me, you, it, she, her, he, him, they, them, and who, whom. Okay? So, I think this is clear for you. Then again, I want to tell you, I want to give some example. I have already given the example of the present tense, simple present tense, that Mohan writes a letter, and a letter is written by Mohan. Right? That is already I have given that example of simple present. Now I am going to give you the example of simple past. Simple past. Example of simple past. Okay? So simple past, you just see here I am writing police. I am writing, see it, police arrested. The police arrested him. Now, one thing I want to tell you here. Here we come to know it is a simple. Here I have written it is a simple past. So you come to know that it is a simple past. But if it is not given, how you will come to know this sentence is in past tense? How you will come to know? You will come to know first you have to see the verb. In which form this verb is. The verb is in the second form, right? What is the first form? Arrest. Past tense of arrest is arrested. Got it? First tense, so it is in the second form. So when it is in the second form, you come to know that this is a past tense. This is in past tense. As I told you, this is police is the subject, and here this is the verb, and this him is the object. Okay? Now we are going to do this him to subject. When we make it subject him, then what it will be? He. Isn't it? What it will be? He. So, he. And what we will have to add? We will have to add be verb. What will be the past tense of be verb? Past be verb, it will be is. If is past singular form of is the singular form of present tense, then what will be the singular form of past tense? It will be verb will be was. What it is? Was. Was arrested. It is third form is also arrested. So we will write it here. Arrested. Then what new word we will add? As I told you, this become arrested. So it is the third form. So what new word we will add here? As I told you, by. He was arrested by the police. Here we will add one more word, the police. Right? This police becomes object out here. Got it? So, by police. So, this is the way how we change the simple present. Already I have told you, and this is the simple past. So, to know whether the sentence is past in present tense or past tense, we have to notice the verb or the form of the sentence. Now, next I am going to tell you about the simple as I am explaining you. So, I am giving you the example. Next I am going to tell you about the example of the simple present. No, simple future, sorry. Simple future. In simple future, you will, I'm just giving you in active voice. Suppose, I shall buy a book. I shall buy a book. Got it? I shall buy a book. So, when we change, this is in the active form, right? It is in the active form. I am going to change this to the passive form. So, as I told you before, the object becomes the subject. So, here is this one is the, as I told you before, so here this one is the object, right? This is the object. So, this is the verb. This is in the first form. And this shall, this is be verb. This is the future, what it indicates the future. And this is the I subject. I shall buy a book. So, what will happen? This one, a book, it will change to, it will become subject. A new object, this object will become subject. So, a book, a book, a book. What we will add here? Will, not shall. If I write I, then it will be, if we write in the first form, then first person, then it will be shall. I shall, we shall. Okay, but this one is the not first form. This is the a book. We are speaking of the third person thing, isn't it? So, a book will, one new word we will use here, will be. Okay, will be. By will change to what? Third form of the verb. What is the third form of the verb of the buy is bought. Isn't it? B-U-G-H-T. Bought, buy, again, by what? This I subject will change to object. What will be the object? It will be me. Got it? Got it? I think you understood. Now today only this much I just want to make you clear, and I hope children you will understand how to change a sentence, I mean simple present, simple past, simple future, how to change it from active to passive and passive to active, and what are the rules. If you remember it, then it will be very easy for you in the examination hall to write the answers. I hope that my children will understand it very nicely, and thank you for being in my classroom. Thank you very much once again, and I will be again next time with much more regarding the voice. I am going to teach you everything, every forms. Today I have taught only simple, present, future and past. So next I will be going ahead. So thank you very much for being with me, and we'll meet next time again. Thank you.